Alright, y'all. Adventure Brad here, and I want to show you guys how I build a bug trap. It's pretty simple, it's easy to use, and gets a lot of bugs. So get yourself, Folgers or a like container. I like the Folgers, it works out good. I collect these things for all kinds of storage uses. They're quite handy, and I believe that is the definition of recycling. The triangle they used to teach you is by reusing stuff. So if you get yourself a drill, or in this case I just used a this is a RC car body reamer that is neat in lube of an oil, and I just cut some holes out. Razor blade, you could do this by heating up something, you could do it with a knife. Whatever you do, don't get blood all over it. Well, maybe get blood on it, that might attract blood, more bugs, but at the same token, your blood on stuff is kind of not kosher. But what you're trying to achieve here is some nice windows. I left the handle in back. If I would have done this a little better, these little holes on this side I would have paid more attention to get them high, because when I walk from the sink to where I keep this next to the, I have a little, what do you call those things? A shelf. Wow, Bradley. But yeah, the trick is this is to hold water in the bottom. Water and a magic ingredient that we're going to get to in a second. But so you want to have some sort of a trough, but you want to have big windows. So whatever container you get, keep that in mind. You could use a Tupperware container. You could use a lot of things. You could use a cardboard box with a tub at the bottom. I just like this because it's all self-contained. I've been using this one for months, and just before this video, I just washed it out, and you don't even have to add soap because the magic ingredient is soap. Alright, and just regular old Dawn soap. What I normally do is just give it a splash, a little squirt. If you live in a house where you're worried about making a mess, like my soap is watering me. If you're worried about making a mess, Snot Rag to the rescue. And trash can, because I don't want to blow my nose on that. You could always put a dash of soap in, add the water to it, do a pan, whatever. You guys can figure that out. You're big children. But yeah, just a dash of soap and water. And what that does is that breaks the surface tension of the water. And we got an attractant, and that's why we need a lid or something to go over the top, and I'll get to that bit in a second. But you want the water, though. The soap, what it does is by filling this up with water, and you just need enough for bugs to drown in. So this don't need to be full, but it will evaporate off, so I try to fill it up as much as possible. And then just a dash of soap, a quick stir. The soap, you could use any soap you really want. I just use Dawn. Dawn's good for everything. Mama taught me that. But just a dash of soap, and that breaks the surface tension of the water, so when the bugs land on it, or flying bugs to kind of get in here and bounce around for a second, if they bounce off the bottom, they're not gonna, a bug will actually, you've seen that with the little water walkers, and all kinds of bugs will sit on the surface of water. If you're careful, and you've seen the experiments, go look them up, where you can float a dime on the water too, or a penny, and that's just all surface tension. But the soap breaks that, breaks the surface tension, so whatever hits it instantly into the water. Quicksand, oh no, the floor is lava. So here they are. Now the attractant, you built your little cocoon here, cave, coffin for them, little soap water. Now your attractant is actually this little guy, and I'll put a link to these down below. Something like that'll work. But this is just a USB LED, and what I did is I got a USB LED extension, and just this is a USB-A extension. You could get fancy and solder it on, do whatever you want. I'm sure if you searched enough, you could find something, a little tiny light like this. But this is a real low power night light, reading light, plugs into a one of these little bit jobbies. I'll point it away from the camera. Oh, this one's fried. I was wondering why that was black. Or I might have plugged it in. There we go. It was upside down. Oh, there we go. So yeah, these are real handy to have on a keychain for camping or whatever. A lot of times I'll put this in a battery bank and then just set it off on something. So a 10-pack of these is just handier than snot or a Snot Rag when you drop soap on the table. So this is your USB-A extension. Like I said, all you got to do is get a little light in there. These lights are really low power, so you don't have to worry about it drawing a whole heck of a lot of juice or anything like that. Use a good power brick on that note. Don't use Jim Bob's Chinese power brick. There's this channel I really like online. I'm reaching for it, Big Clive, and he goes through stuff, and I've actually went off of his lead and got these IKEA, I forget what they call these things, but they're like super well rated, super duper, leave stuff plugged in all the time. And actually what I power this with is a little old Apple 1 amp charger, but make sure you use a real product from a real brand like Samsung, Apple, something like that. You're leaving it plugged in all the time. Be real mindful about that, because some of the Chinese stuff just don't have the circuit protection, and in case, they're not designed to get stuff wet, but in case it does get wet, it's also something that's on all the time. This is a Chinese made component. Yeah, it's only a couple LEDs and a resistor, but things happen. Your cat might decide to pee on it, lick it, kids have ice cream, you don't know. So go with a good rated power supply, a short extension, and yeah, soap water it up, pop yield lid on, set it in the corner. I guess I ought to demonstrate it with the LED on. Set it in the corner, an area, out of the way so you don't kick it, doesn't bug you. It works really good as a night light because it kind of radiates light out and around it. And so like I have it in the living room here, and it works good for catching the bugs passing through the living room. Don't put it in such an out of way spot. You're not going to get bugs that are passing through. The flying ones around can't get into it. But yeah, get one of these, put it to the side, and in a couple of days look at it and you'll be like, wow, like this thing collected a lot of bugs. Even if you think your house is really nice and you keep it nice, you will be surprised at how many bugs this little thing collects. And yeah, if a lizard or something like that goes through it, you're not going to take them out. So it's way safer than a sticky pad. So anyways, I hope that does you guys some good. Enjoy your life.